Hey y'all, how's it going? Welcome back to another reading vlog. I feel like this is an ode to the olden days. I used to do a lot of car vlogs because it was the only time that I had time. I don't even know if this is gonna make it into the final cut, but I at least wanted to make a start and say that today is the 16th, which is officially starting the second half of the month of my writing goals. Did I write yesterday like I said I was going to in the video that I literally just made? No. But I think I will attribute that to mainly focusing on making the video. So now that I'm going to be making some of these films more sporadically, my hope is that I will be able to focus more on the actual writing. I don't know if you guys can tell by the sound of my voice, but I am sick and trying to find the will to go grocery shopping because I'm tired of giving my sick body takeout. But as far as writing updates go, I have written down a lot of comments and notes of portions of the book that I still need to write. I am a hardcore pantser, so they are sporadically all over the place. But I feel like all of them are within the last climax of the story, which is good. I'm gonna go hurry for the beginning of the vlog. Hopefully I'll be able to write soon. Bye-bye. Hello everybody, I am making a little bit of an update about my writing progress. Hopefully this is a little bit better of quality than the last video that I did. I am feeling better, which is really great. I do this really fun thing when I am sick, and I usually get over being sick pretty quick, but then I overexert myself and then I get myself sick again. I do that all the time. I don't know if anybody else does that. So the past few days, I've kind of been in and out from writing at the very least consistently. I am still writing in general, but I feel like I am struggling with the consistency of writing across multiple days. So I've actually added a new column inside of my Excel spreadsheet where I am actually writing down the consistency of me reading. So whenever I write for like 4 days in a row, I make a note of it. Also, I'm feeling very put together with my nails now. Now whenever I do B-roll of me writing, it's not going to look horrendous because I bite my nails. One thing that I have noticed throughout this time of me doing the project of Sleepless Wonder is that I certainly am not writing as many words as I would hope to each day. But I was recently listening to a podcast. I watch the Kate and Abby show a lot of the time for some inspiration for writing and also just some good writing tips. They have some really, really great options where I feel like they're very good at balancing not overexerting yourself, but also continuously pushing yourself to do the best that you can do at that point. So one of the things that I was listening to was their episode about routines. I can put it at the bottom of the description if I can find the correct one. But basically what Kate said is one of the things that she often practices when writing frequently and trying to come up with a routine is not writing until you are exhausted and you are burnt out, because then you're going to struggle to want to come back to writing. Instead, what she suggests is writing until you feel like you are like at the top of your game. And then once you feel like, oh wow, I'm really getting in the groove of it, somewhere around there, you should probably stop writing. That way, when you come back, you're already going to have ideas of where to start. And that's a really hard thing to do. It takes a really good amount of self-discipline to do that. So that is something that I have been trying to practice. And even though I feel like I haven't written very many words for the entirety of the month in general, at least at this point, I believe it's the 21st. So I still have, you know, like more than 10 days. But at this point, I think that I am around 5,000 words, which I'm sure plenty of writers are thinking to themselves, I've written that in a day. I have not written that in a day except for NaNoWriMo. But to me, I feel like it's a lot more worth it because that's the most words that I have written in a month period as far as me recording my actual word count. So I'm taking this as a huge, huge win. And I might have found something that works best for me in my groove. And regardless of how little words I feel I have been writing, I think that I am definitely going to achieve my goal by the end of the month of finishing up the first draft of Sleepless Wonder, because right now I am between 3 scenes, and by no means is this book like even remotely finished. I feel like there's a lot of things that I need to change with the plot, things I need to change with certain characters, ways that I need to beefen up certain side character developments. So I struggle to actually say like, oh, it's finished, but the first draft itself, me telling myself the story,
that part is about to be finished, which I am so excited about. I honestly feel like I could do one scene each day and then I'll be done in 3 days. So I could potentially be done with my monthly goal a week before the month is even up, which is good because I feel like I've been putting this goal on the back burner for several months. It was going to be my nano goal, and then it was going to be my December goal, and now we're into the next year. I am really thinking that this time I'll be able to achieve it. My hope is that I will be able to catch up with you guys when I am completely done with Sleepless Wonder. I know the lighting is very harsh and it's not going to look incredible, but I'm just gonna have you guys bear with me here because I was about to film in my room and I realized that that's the main place that I've been filming in. So wanted to switch things up a little. This is basically an update saying that there is no update. Well, I guess that's not true. I was able to write over 1,000 words one night, which hasn't happened in a very long time. So I was at this really, really high peak a few days ago, and then I had a horrible week just for numerous amounts of things. Like, I mean, there was something in particular that was certainly bothering me more, but overall, just not really my week. Had a lot of technical issues at work, had just some personal matters that I am trying to figure out and cope with mentally and emotionally. So it just ended up being a time that I did not think to write. And I find it so interesting because I know for a fact that I am the happiest when I write. I am the happiest when I can figure out how to connect plots. I'm the happiest when I really develop characters. I am my happiest when I am able to think of really great dialogue between two characters, and for some reason I can't quite get myself to write when I am in a bad place mentally. And I'm not sure if anybody else also feels that way. And you would think that an easy answer to that problem is to just go write to make yourself happy, and it's not as easy as it sounds. I wish it was as easy as it sounds. Then I'd probably be writing a whole lot more and actually achieving my goals. Just to give you guys a little bit of a recap. Today is the 27th, which means that I have 4 days to finish up this story if I want to achieve my goal, which I still think is possible. I haven't written today and it's about like 10 p.m., but I still think that it would be a good idea to write to wind down a little bit. I've mainly been using my winding down time for reading, and which I have also made a goal for myself for reading, which I know for a fact I'm not going to achieve at this point. I'm a slow reader. But as far as my stats go, the last time that I wrote was on the 23rd, and I have written a total of 6,494 words as of this month. As far as my streak goes, the longest streak that I have had is 4 days in a row of writing, which is not terrible, but certainly could be better. It looks like I'm averaging more between like 1 and 2. 1 is the most common one, but there are a few 2s in there, and only a couple of times where there was a 3-day streak. I actually ended on a 3-day streak last time. I really wish that there was a way that I could not let my personal life and my own personal stressors get in the way of goals that I want to achieve writing-wise. But I feel like it's so hard to get yourself in a creative mindset, period, when you're like in turmoil. That might be a very over-exaggerated word to say. I couldn't think of anything much better. I am feeling a lot better about a lot of different things over this weekend. I think I gave myself time to just decompress and to do some smaller projects that gave me more immediate satisfaction, which obviously writing is certainly not one of those projects. So I'm going to do some more tonight, and I am also going to attempt to continue my streak throughout the end of the month. But even if I do hit the beginning of February, my goal with actually recording streaks is not just stopping at the end of the month. So like if I wrote from today to February 2nd, February would not start over those 2 days. Like, they would be added with the other days in January. So that's a difference that I am going to make with the writing streak column. I have one scene in particular that I feel like once I get my head wrapped around it, I could finish up that whole entire chapter, which would be huge because then that means there's only one chapter of the book that I need to finish, because right now I have 2 chapters that I technically need to finish, but literally one of them is just like the smallest, shortest little in-between insert. So maybe I'll try and attempt to work on that tonight. Also, I actually am wearing like winged eyeliner. I know you probably can't see it because this lighting is really bad. I'm very proud of myself. All right, let's just get cozy in bed and write. Everybody. Today is February 3rd, so I am late to this. I wanted to update you guys a couple of days ago, but I ended up working late all throughout last week, and our sunlight is very limited right now, and my house is very dark. Also, I have no idea what's going on in my office, but every single video that I have taken this past week, the microphone has kept on catching like this radio static sound. I have no idea where it's coming from. I cannot figure out what is happening with it, but it seemed like it worked fine in the front room, but the front room is very noisy when the vent is on, so we're just gonna stay in the bedroom for right now. I'm very happy to report that I did indeed finish the very first draft of Sleepless Wonder. And it's so weird when you get to that point, when you hit such a humongous milestone with writing, you feel like empty. Like you feel sad. And you're like, why am I feeling sad? I should be feeling like happy about this. But it's so, I don't know how to describe it, but I always get that feeling whenever I finish a big milestone on a project, specifically for writing especially. And I just feel like this pit and like this emptiness where it's almost like I have given everything that I can give and I need like something to help me feel energized because I've put all of my energy into this and now I just feel completely spent. But in like the best way possible. I'm not sure if anybody else deals with that or if that has a name or something. I am not sure. But I wanted to go over what I was able to accomplish through my Excel sheet for word counts. So for the month of January, some of the highs of the month, the most words that we wrote in one day was 1,042. That was on the 22nd. The longest streak that I have had so far, and I'm not including February into this because my streak is still going, but it looks like I hit 5 days, and I hit 5 days towards the end of the month. I was really trying to rush there at the end because I literally thought I wasn't gonna make it. In total, for the year and the month of January, we have written 9,583 words. And it looks like percentage-wise, I wrote for 58% of the month. So more than half of the month, I had a day where I wrote, which is great. And out of the, I believe it was 18 days that I wrote in the month of January, I wrote over my goal 16 out of 18 times. And throughout the whole entire month, I was working on Sleepless Wonder. So now I am starting a brand new project, which I know I have hinted at and like thought of ideas of what I would work on next, and I will give you guys some more information about that in the next writing vlog that I make in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much for coming with me on my very first attempt of doing a more consistent writing vlog. I hope that I can keep this up, and I'm so happy that you guys are here, truthfully. Sayonara, you guys, and I will see you in a couple weeks. Bye.